Hi, now a review of chapter 5. So chapter 5 that basically covers the several different topics. So first one is the net present value and internal rate of return. So net present value is the tool to decide whether or not the project is worthwhile to invest. So basically we evaluate the cash inflow and cash outflow, and calculate the present value of that project given our so-called interest preference rate or opportunity cost of capital. So basically, this is the interest rate we have to pay to borrow money to invest in the project. So based on this interest rate, if net present value is negative, it's not worthwhile to invest. If it's positive, it's worthwhile to invest in the project. And the NPV is defined by this quantity. So basically, we discount everything and evaluate at present. Then we can see whether or not this is positive. Yeah, so the next one is the internal rate of return. So this is a kind of the inverse question to the net present value problem. So now that we assume that net present value is 0, then what's the interest rate? So that is the break-even point. So interest rate I, which gives the NPV is equal to 0. So that is the break-even point. So if this interest is high, so the yield rate is higher than our preference rate, then it's worthwhile to invest. And if lower than that, then it's not worthwhile to invest. And this internal rate of return cannot be calculated analytically in many cases. So this is a specific case, so it can be calculated because we only have 3 cash flow, and the quadratic equation can solve for I. But you can imagine that if we have more than the 3 cash flows, or even 3 cash flows, if the intervals are not equal, then this equation becomes more complicated, a higher degree polynomial of I, so we cannot really evaluate it. So in this case, we have to use the BA2 plus to get I. So only numerical solution exists. So that is the first topic in chapter 5. And the second topic is reinvestment rates. So reinvestment rates means that we earn some interest or coupon or a dividend, but the earned dividend or coupon are deposited into another account. So it will be earning the different interest rate. So how to deal with this situation? So basically, we think about the final interest rate. So suppose that we have some product, maybe the bond, which earns some coupon. Then we just make coupon as a cash flow. Then we can just ignore the interest rate. So $6 is 6% of $100. But after we make it as a cash flow, we don't really have to think about interest rate. And all of these $6 earn a different interest rate. Suppose coupons earn 3% interest rate, just we can stick with 3%. Then everything can be evaluated at this 3%. So original bond earns 6% coupon, but that has already been reflected when we write down the coupon amount in this cash flow. Yeah, so the key is the reinvestment rate is the interest rate we have to use to evaluate the entire cash flow. Yeah, so some more complicated case. Yeah, so this is the second question. And the 5D, this is a technical section. So maybe it's useful to approximate the answer, but it will not appear in the exam. So this is chapter 5, and and also the dollar weighted and time weighted interest rate that we will study. We have studied. So the time weighted interest rate is objective, the market return, and the dollar weighted interest rate is investor specific interest rate. Yeah, so those are the important points for chapter 5. So net present value and internal rate of return. And second one, the reinvestment rates. And the third one, the time weighted and the dollar weighted interest rates.